have yet to figure out how I'm going to review this series, but we're gonna do it anyway, okay? I don't know, we just gonna do it till we get it right, till it feels good. I am your girl Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing Charmed, rebooted, 2018, revived, revisited, relived, rejuvenated, season 1, episode number 2, Let the Mother Out. If it's your first time visiting my channel, what up though? Go ahead, click the red subscribe button to become a Ray of Sunshine. And already you know to click the notification bell because you want to come back for another review next week. Okay, so like I said, I'm really not sure which way to go, left or right. How am I going to review it? Well, we just going to look at the scenes, right? So last week when we left off, the Ouija board said, don't trust Harry. Listen, last week I didn't trust the Ouija board. I was like, this is too soon, too uncomfortable. This don't feel right. But I was kind of side-eyeing Harry just a little bit. It just felt like, I don't know, like he was a good guy, but he kind of shady like a little bit. And is he really a bad guy? And I still kind of feel like that. Y'all, I hope you watched it because this is about to be all over the place. You know, they say his name and he appears and they get all jumpy and shit. If I was Harry, I would have been nervous too. You talking about the Charmed one. Like, okay, what? Why y'all acting funny? Why y'all weird? Like, I know y'all being weird. Stay away from the Ouija board. And so the two mixed come together, have the girls all messed up in the head, confused. Like, who do we trust? And I think that Macy is the more logical, the more rational sister. Hey, let's figure it out. And as you can see, true to form, true to the original Charmed, I'm going to try not to be referencing it, but I can't because I still watch it early in the morning. True to form, they speak something out and the Book of Shadows flips to the page to help them figure out a truth serum. How are we going to get down to the bottom of it? So that means their ancestor, their mother, maybe their grandmother, somebody is still around guiding them. You with me on that? Well, I like that they jump right into learning how to do their first potion, and it is the scientist that is doing the potion. It makes sense, right? You know, things were a little different, and they're going to be different, but the same. And let me go back and say this. I think last episode I was like, which one of these women are going to be in love with the detective? How about it already happened? It was Mel and Nico, and I'm all like, how did you miss that the last time? Because I was watching it at work, but I watched it at home today, and I was like, oh, okay. You know, Maggie is gonna be the sister torn between being a normal person and being a witch, trying to find the balance. And so she still's pledging Kappa, and they go to visit Angela, who's still in the hospital from whatever event that occurred. You know, they think that it was Professor Thane, who's now dead, and no one knows. However, when they're calling onto the cosmos, sending Angela positive thoughts and healing thoughts, and Maggie goes to touch Angela's hand, she screams. You hear Angela scream, and that's what startles Maggie. And I wonder why Maggie did not tell that to her sister. Her sisters, you know, she's freaking out and everything, and I think that would be the one thing that she should have shared. I mean, you know, she went and got her some, but it's a bit confusing and hard for her to deal with her power of hearing other people's thoughts. So everywhere she goes, anybody she touches, including her ex-boyfriend who she wants to have sex with, which is hard because he's talking about her boobs and then trying not to think about how beautiful and how sexy she is. So he's talking about, you know, baseball and all kind of stuff. You know what they say, men try to put their mind on something else so they can keep themselves in control and not relieve themselves too soon. So she's experiencing all that and can't really deal with it, and I think that's partly why she forgets to tell her sisters. I'm all like, you were supposed to tell your sisters, girl. Why wouldn't you tell your sisters about this? It's important that they know. I'm sure maybe next episode she gonna have to bring it out. I mean, and then, you know, that whole Harry situation doesn't get any better. Let me back up. When they open the scene, we see a lady learning Italian. She's a janitorial, part of janitorial staff. And there's this black ooze or goo that comes and attacks her. And it looks like it's trying to envelop or engulf her body, but it doesn't like her body and kind of rejects it. Kind of looks like the alien ooze from Venom. Like, listen, I'm gonna need them to find some of their own references, make their own references, stop pulling from other movies and TV shows. Like last week it was Game of Thrones, the Winter King, and this week I'm feeling like Venom and the ooze. Like, I'm gonna need them to come and get some originality. We do use things as reference, but them like little things like that bug the shit out of me. Nonetheless, that's what we saw. So when Maggie was in the lab with Calvin and he tells her the story, she, of course, being very analytical, very brainiac, very beautiful, very intrigued. I keep throwing that in because she got black girl magic. Y'all can't have it. Sees the ooze. True to form, she gets it. Gets a sample of it because she's a scientist, wants to see what it is. And so she ends up at the hospital with Harry. And it looks weird considering they're skeptical of Harry, except for her at the beginning. They don't know, so it seems weird. He was like, I was just erasing her memory. But it just seems funny because later on, she dies. So it's all like, oh my God, maybe Harry is evil, maybe he's bad, maybe, but he kind of sketchy. You know, he be doing weird shit too though, right? He be doing shit that's kind of weird and you have you side-eyeing him like, maybe are you? Because you're standing over a bed looking at her like, what are you planning, Harry? Like, I was feeling that in my spirit. Were you? Let me know down below in the comments. Couple things. I'm going to try and see if I can throw this around a little bit. So the truth serum was made. Nico and Mel seem to be back on the mends, and Nico brings over some food. But baby, the canisters get switched because they as in the three sisters, the charmed ones, have a disagreement, specifically Mel and Macy, regarding the Ouija board, which they all had decided majority rules, and we aren't going to touch the Ouija board. No matter how much we want to, we're not going to touch the Ouija board. And pretty much it feels like, Macy says, it feels like it's you guys against me. I didn't have her. I'm the outsider. You know, which is valid. I feel like that's a valid point, considering she didn't grow up with their mom. Like, I feel like I would probably feel like the outsider. I would feel like don't belong with you sisters. Anyway, so in the heat of the moment, true to form, an almost identical canister comes in and they switch the canisters. Nico ends up drinking the truth serum, honey, and tells the truth about a whole lot of shit. Tell people how she really feels. Her glasses are fake. I'm sexy. Why am I trying to hide it? I slept with my ex-fiance while we were broken up. Like, she's spilling all the tea. And, you know, it's a little hurtful to Mel, but what you gonna do? She telling the truth, but she did also say, I love you, but I can't deal with you shutting down and walking away from me. Now, I want y'all to know something. That's probably how your significant other feels if that's what you do. Okay, I'm a shut down kind of girl or curse you out depending on how I feel that day. So, I mean, some things you got to be mindful of, and that was just one of those things that made me think, we do need to be a little more aware of how we treat other people. Not a little more, a lot of more in a whole lot of situations. I digress. You see that they were just having tea, Harry and Macy, and she just stalling for time, stalling for time, stalling for time. Well, the two sisters, Maggie and Mel, go on the Ouija board because the Ouija board starts moving around and shit. And Mel, because I think that she misses her mom most, that she really wants that to be their mother that they're speaking to. And I really felt kind of weird about it, because when they were in there, Macy walks in and it grabs Maggie's arm and Macy breaks it. Like, blows up the Ouija board. I think that was the right thing to do. I mean, that's kind of weird. Why would your mother grab you like that, like a creepy, spooky arm, all hard and stuff? It wasn't, you know, if I'm a spirit, I'm getting in my, you know, if I were a spirit, what would I do? I would probably try to gently convince my sons that I am their mother, like that I'm a good spirit. That was too aggressive for me. At that point, I thought, yeah, this is too much. I'm going to need y'all to get it together. Well, fast forward a little bit. The two sisters are in there again with the Ouija board, talking about you can help me, free me, release me, and out comes their mother. When she comes out, I feel like, oh, this look too creepy. This look too poltergeist. This don't look like, this don't feel warm. That woman actually did a really good job in her portrayal of the demon. Because when she came out, I felt like, okay, she feels cold. She doesn't feel welcoming. She doesn't feel warming. You know what I'm saying? There's a level to it. If you guys aren't, you got to be really into the show, like, to feel what I felt. I hope you did. I hope you don't think that I'm crazy, but I felt it like, oh yeah, no, that ain't their mama. They tripping. But nonetheless, when Macy shows up, she's convinced too that that's the mother. She's convinced by, you know, her caring, you know, words, what she's saying and how she feels, and I'm sorry that I left you. And you know, when Macy asked her, why did you leave? Her real mother would have tried to explain it to her. And she said, we don't have time. You got to go and get the prism because Harry is the bad guy. And so they go to the office and they go in the mirror. And I'm thinking to myself, now who goes into the mirror? Caroline, don't go. Caroline, don't step into the light. Like, hello, somebody. I wouldn't have went in no damn mirror. And it says the only way out is together in Latin. You know, that they making that sister show how bright she is. I know she's just a character, but I'm grateful that the sister is the brilliant one. Y'all, whatever. Think whatever, but I'm for my people. And I'm for us showing our power, authority, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and love and kindness. I'm just saying. So don't get it twisted. I'm sure, you know, never mind. I digress. So they get in there and then they can't get out. And then they get the prism. And the prism to me looks like something that would trap you. But the demon mom, that's what I'm calling her because I felt like that. The mom told them that it was to trap their powers. But Harry was trying to do it. So he switched that up on them like they believed it. And then you remember when Maggie touched the mom. Maggie, I was thinking, Maggie, go with what you're feeling. You're an empath. So you should be able to feel, even if she's a spirit, you should be able to feel that something ain't right. And she did, but went ahead and went with her older sisters. They got trapped in the mirror and shit, and the only way out is together, so they had to hold hands and get out. Great. Well, when they get back and they with the prism, now mind you, I want you to remember that Harry came with Macy to the house as a white lighter, you know, poof there, whatever they call it. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called, but nonetheless, they got there. And when she got there, he went for the mom, and they knocked him out, you know, because that's my mom. I believe that's my mom. So when they get back, Harry is no longer unconscious, and he's fighting with the mom. And the mom's like, help me, help me. So empathetically, freeze, turn it around, I'm about to kill you with the knife. That's Macy. And Harry is saying, no, this is not your mother. She's fake and blah, blah, blah. And Maggie is saying, wait, it doesn't feel right. And the other two girls are like, wait a minute, that is mom. But Macy don't know. You ain't never met the woman except for when you was little. So you really don't know, okay? So Macy, just be quiet and let it be between Mel and Maggie. Okay, shame on me. And so what we see happen is the mom gives them proof that she is their mom by saying that the bong is what Mel had made, or Macy had made, or Maggie had made her when she was younger. And Harry said to them, that is what these tricksters do. They get into your mind and they play with your emotions. Sounds like men, I know. Equate tricksters, demons, users, abusers, listen, whatever. And so Mel decides, well, let me say something. And even I caught it when she was like, it's always been me and you. I was closest with you. Well, we know from the very first episode, in the very first scene, that their mother did not play favoritism. And she reminded them that they're better together all the time. So I knew then, but I knew before. My spidey senses was going off like, this is a demon. But that demon mom, they did her sort of like a banshee, sort of like, damn, it's another movie. Another movie reference. But I was like, she's kick-ass. They really did really good makeup job on her. And Mel is the one that killed her. Now, the one thing I do like about this Charmed is they are staying true to form with making sure that the sisters have that sisterly moment, that bonding moment at the end. This is the second episode, but they've done it twice, where they apologize to Maggie for not trusting her. Also, Harry tells Maggie, you need to trust your own instincts. That's how you control your power and being able to hear other people's voices. Otherwise, you're going to be crazy. And so they apologize to Maggie for not trusting her and not believing in her. They also show Maggie being wise as the younger sister and tells them what they need to do. Macy apologized to Calvin. Something about Calvin doesn't feel right to me, you guys. I'm being honest. I don't know what it is. Do you guys agree with me or no? I said that last episode. And then she also told her Mel, listen, you can't hold anything Nico says against her because you weren't supposed to hear it. So you have to forgive her and move on. Anyway, y'all wasn't together. So you can't be mad if you blocked her out and she walked away and she went to see if her and the fiance was still good. But I know you didn't think, Mel, that she didn't have a tendency in her, because when you met her, she was with her fiance and she left her fiance for you. She was fooling around. You was the chick on the side. So I really, that's a whole other video in itself. Do you think that that's not going to be what may happen to you? Okay, possibility it won't, but there's a strong likelihood that it would. Do y'all agree with that? I threw that in because I normally give my own little 2 cents on every review. This was very choppy, very all over the place. Hopefully by episode 4 I will have it together on how I'm going to review this, or my review style. I feel out of place trying to explain Charmed. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so tell me you guys, what do you think about this episode? What do you think about the series so far, even though we're 2 episodes in? Is it something you're going to stick with? Is it something you want me to continue to review? Are you with me or nah? I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Charmed 2018 Season 1, Episode 2, Let the Mother Out. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next video.